XYZ Global Expansion by Nicole Rooney. Host country staffing. Some advantages to host country staffing are that we can eliminate the language barrier. There's usually a better understanding of the local laws and regulations of the country, and our hiring costs are reduced because you're not paying for visas. Some work visa laws when we're looking at both Ireland and Mexico. For Ireland, you need to apply for an immigration permission before you can apply for a visa. You must also have a valid job offer or a contract for employment. After you have proven that you have these things, you can then apply for a D visa, which is their long-term visa. And after you have that, you need to apply for a permission to stay. In Mexico, they have 3 different types of visas. The temporary visa is the visa that you would want our employees to apply for. It's valid for 180 days. They will need approval to work from the company, and the company will need to apply, and the employee will also have to do a separate application with the Mexican consulate. 30 days after they have entered, they can apply for a work permit that will allow them to stay in the country for 4 years. Some rules of the benefits in both Ireland and Mexico. In Ireland, you are required to give the employee 20 days of vacation. The workers also get the country's 9 public holidays off. Female employees receive 26 weeks of maternity leave and are also allowed an additional 16 weeks of unpaid leave immediately following the maternity leave. Many employees will still request the private health insurance option, even though the government does offer a general health insurance package to every citizen. In Mexico, they are required to have 6 days of vacation time annually after they have worked for a full year. An additional 2 vacation days will be added for each year that they continue to work with the company. All of the employees get public health care coverage through the Mexican Social Security Institute. Oops. Our rules of compensation for Ireland. As of January in 2019, the minimum wage is $9.80 of the euro per hour. And the overtime pay is not something that is required by law. In Mexico, minimum wage is 102.68 Mexican pesos per day, and the employees are entitled to an aguinaldo, which is a yearly bonus. It equals 15 days of their salary and usually amounts to about 4 weeks of pay. Rules of separation in both countries are a little different. In Ireland, the contract of employment must contain the agreed notice period. In the absence of a contractual notice period, the employer must give a reasonable notice prior to the termination of the employee's contract. The employment may also be terminated without notice due to gross misconduct of either side. Under the Mexico indefinite period agreement that apply to permanent employment, they may only be ended in limited circumstances. These are listed below. Some of them are like through mutual agreement, death of the employee, but a low productivity is not a justified cause for firing someone in Mexico. As far as adjusting our job requirements, researching through mostly just the educational requirements, Ireland does offer some vocational programs to their citizens. They have a great wide variety of college courses that are offered. So I personally do not see a need to adjust any of the educational requirements for our job postings when we're reaching out to people for Ireland. However, in Mexico, a lot of the schools have a poor graduation rate, and the higher education is even lower than the grade schools. So the chances of us being able to find someone with the educational requirements will be pretty difficult. So I would say that we would need to adjust those for some of our positions. And that's what we have for our presentation. So thank you very much, and I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Thank you.